stand me down. Anyway, welcome in Brouwerij Het Ei. That's the only part I'm going to do in English. In Dutch, I mean, Brouwerij Het Ei means brewery the egg. But then you misspell egg. Yeah. I'm going to do some more jokes about the name of the brewery at the end of the tour when they start to be really funny. That's always lasting some time. Anyway, Brouwerij Het Ei was started by Caspar Pedersen in October '85. June 2008, he sold it to Patrick and Bart. We call them Patty Bart, but that's because that's very funny in Dutch. Yeah, you foreign people who don't understand shit about the joke, but you gotta imagine, Patty Bart, you gotta imagine an old girl of 60 years old who wants to be on television all the time, who's having big tits hanging till this level, and then you understand that I can be funny. Anyway, Patty Bart, let's skip the Patty Bart thing. So Caspar was starting this brewery in October '85. Before that, he was working in the music business, composed some songs which became huge hits here in Holland. It was all in Dutch, so most of you people don't know this band, but the band was being called Drukwerk. Anyway, at a certain moment, he was a bit tired of the music scene. Luckily, he was also doing something else. He was making his own beer at his own place. He was an amateur brewer. His friends and family very much liked his beers, but his enthusiasm for making beer was that big, they couldn't drink all he was producing. So that was the moment he started to think about doing it in a professional way. He took a short apprenticeship at a Belgian brewery, and after that he went on searching for a place here in Amsterdam where he could start his own his own craft brewery. He came in a squatting building next to the water Het Ei. That's where the name comes in. Brouwerij Het Ei. It's the water in between the two parts of Amsterdam. Behind the central station you can see it flowing. You see between Amsterdam North and Amsterdam Central. So that was the name. Anyway, the atmosphere in the squatting building wasn't that nice, so Caspar decided to move on. Until that moment, this building here was a public bathhouse. People here in the neighborhood didn't have showers in their apartments, so they had to take a bath once or twice a week, depending on how nice they wanted to smell, of course, in this public bathhouse. Until the local government renovated the apartments, people got showers, they didn't need a bathhouse. It's top quality water. I'm not the only one who's saying this. Water scientists are saying the water here in Amsterdam is one of the best waters in the world. And I totally agree. As humble as I am.
You like water?
Well, as long as it's in beer, I don't mind. No. Anyway, you can get it for free. You can taste it also. Yes, you can get it for free at the bar. But we want to earn some money too, and that's why we make out of this water beer. But then we need something else too. Barley. Barley malt, it's being called. You may all taste it, so pass it on. Fast and slow. Doing it in the fast way, you're doing it at a high temperature. A bit of sugar, you're already tasting it, a bit of sugar that's inside it is going to caramelize there. And thanks to this caramelization, you're getting a darker malt. Yeah, you can pass that also. If somebody wants to taste that, that's the darker malt. That's 52 degrees Celsius. Very important temperature, because at 52 degrees Celsius, a certain group of enzymes is optimal active. These enzymes are taking care of the proteins. The proteins are made soluble, so it can dissolve in water. That's taking some time, and the temperature is raised to 63 degrees. Another enzyme is now converting starch into sugars. Sugars are important for the later coming in of the alcohol, but that comes downstairs. Once again, the temperature is raised, 72 degrees. And yet another enzyme is also converting summer starch into summer sugars. That's the whole meshing process, taking 2.5 hours. At the bottom there is a filter laying. The fluid is being called wort, which is the very Dutch pronunciation of it, but it's what I speak. But in English, you're spelling it in the same way. W-O-R-T, wort. So the wort is going through the filter and it's being transported to the brewing tun. The residue of the malt, when it's cooled down a bit, we're taking it out and then it's being delivered to a sheep farm. Those sheep are eating it, and out of those sheep they're making cheese. But that's a very different story. I don't know shit about that. No, I think the beer story is much more interesting. It's going to brew in this brewing tub. It's going to cook 100 degrees Celsius or slightly higher. As soon as it's cooking, the hops are being added. And now we're going the other way around. Flavor. And other types of beers, of pills, more hops are being used. Hops are neutralizing stuff that can be damaging for the beer. Hop is a natural preservative. And then there is another thing it's doing. Proteins make connections to each other. Protein strings being formed. That can make the final beer very cloudy, hazy. Hop is taking care of that. Those protein strings are being cut by the hop. So thanks to the hop, you're getting, at the end of the process, a brighter beer. We're getting our hops from New Zealand, the other side of the world, because we want to make organic beers. New Zealand, 2 isolated islands where hop diseases, which are quite common in the European continent, are not taking place. New Zealand are quite strong in flavor and in aroma, so we don't need that much hop as we used to when we were getting it from Germany or Belgium. Eventually we're adding some more herbs during this brewing phase, depending on what beer we're making. I'll tell you something about that later on. This is taking 1.5 hours. Once again, after this 1.5 hours, it's being filtrated at the bottom, and then it's going to be cooled down very fast. It's going to go fast because no infection must be taking place. And it's being done by a plate heat exchanger, which nearly nobody can see, but still it's there. I'm very good at explaining this with my hand, so you don't miss a thing. Anyway, but this plate heat exchanger, some thin plates are tightly pushed together. Through the first plate, the hop wort is flowing. Of course, I forgot to tell you. After this meshing tun was being called wort, still the Dutch pronunciation, of course. Here it's being hopped, so then it's being called hopped wort. So that's the first plate. To the second plate, cool water is flowing. It's going to zigzag through it. So hopped wort, water, hopped wort, water, hopped wort. And then it's being cooled down very fast. And then it's going downstairs to the fermentation tanks. Clear? Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, the windshield. Or a basic right.
Anyway, the hop wort is arriving in one of the 3 fermentation tanks, and as soon as it's arriving, the yeast is added to it. And that's what you can see. Well, that's what part of the tool can see. Over there. That's the top of the fermentation. That's what you can see is the level where the yeast was staying at the top of the fermentation.